So, this is something that's been on my bucket list for a long time. And I just had the courage to start podcasting. And the reason why is because I was inspired by one of my students who's a sixth grader. And I had a conversation with this young man. And when I tell you I was just blown away by how articulate he was and the ideas that he had, that I knew I had to get this on record or tape. So I'm going to have him introduce himself. What's your name?
My name is Zariel. I am a sixth grader at Hale Middle School in Connecticut.
And I am the principal of Hale, Mr. James Crouch. So me and Zariel are going to have a nice little conversation, and hopefully this can transform and bud into something special, because I know that it really can. You'll see what I'm talking about how special this young man is. So I'm going to start with the first question, Zariel. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important for you to be a member of Hale Middle School?
Because I would crack a joke by now.
Go ahead. You can crack jokes. It's a podcast.
True, though.
You can say whatever you want to say. Well, appropriate language, please.
Appropriate, of course. It is a middle school, and I'm just starting, of course. I think it's important to be a member of Hale because I feel like it could help me grow more exponentially and mentally, and help me find ways to deal with my troubles in life.
Okay. When you say your troubles in life, what do you mean by that?
Like, it helps me get through things that's happened, because if the people who are going to be watching this soon don't know, I just came out of a shelter, finally got an apartment too. Yippee.
Yay.
Yay. And knowing that I'm now in a middle school, it was actually kind of nervous for me because my mom told me I didn't get my schedule. But ever since I got here, I got my schedule immediately. I feel like I've been a welcomed person as a part of this community.
So let me just say this. First of all, I'm so proud that you finally have a permanent resident situation. As the leader of this school, it hurts my heart when I have anybody from my community struggling in a shelter, homeless, or not even able to really compensate and pay their bills. And I wish I had the funds to make sure that I provide opportunities for all parents and students.
And we could get those funds really fast if
yes,
we try a lot.
Well, maybe, hopefully. I'm telling you.
Since we're doing the podcast now,
there you go.
Maybe next time,
absolutely,
we could bring in like more people and me, of course, like one person and then another mic, and then we tell how we like the school and all this.
Well, you're gonna say that now, because I really want to know. And people sometimes we take it for granted that sixth grade, 11 years old. You're 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that we believe as adults that you don't have any problems. How can you have problems when you're 11 years old? The world is so big. You have so much to look forward to. Like, you should be having fun. And this is why I wanted to talk to you, because the world needs to know and understand that even at 11 years old, mental health is still a struggle. At 11 years old, you deal with depression. At 11 years old, you deal with really adult issues.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that my fans and your fans, they can understand that the world doesn't stop just because you're 11, 12, and 13 years old. Middle school is a very, very, very important time, but a difficult time of your life because you're figuring it out, right?
And you're going through challenges that you may not know how to solve until you practice and practice and practice and eventually get it right.
Okay. So, what have you been practicing since you've been in the school for the past 6 weeks? You've been a middle school student for about 7 weeks now. Okay, what have you learned about yourself?
Well, I've learned actually a lot about myself I didn't know. I first up realized I like chicken sandwiches that were somehow grilled, even though they look like fish.
You talking about the cafeteria food?
Yes.
Okay.
In Wolf Pit, the cafeteria food wasn't that good, but now I just want to talk about all the cafeteria food here. So that's something. That's definitely something.
Okay. What about the education? What's the difference between elementary school and middle school?
Elementary school, it would mostly teach you about the same things you would learn every last year because it's still wanting to get you started. And like every like vacation or so, they know you forget some things, so they're going to want to help you remember. But now that I'm in middle school, it's gonna want to help me learn new things instead of the same old things, if you can see what I mean here.
Okay. So you know me as the principal, right?
Yes.
I always talk to you guys about being a critical thinker. What does that mean to you, to be a critical thinker?
To think before you speak, treat others the way you want to be treated, and most importantly, no matter what, if something's going to happen, think about what you're going to do in that situation.
Okay, so you're talking about really like the social aspect of it. Let's talk about the educational piece. When I talk to you guys about being critical thinkers, right? I want you to have the ability to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you got to find your own truth and don't take somebody's word for it. Right? The teacher is definitely knowledgeable, but they may not know the entire story. It's up to you to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? And say, you know what? Let me do my own research to double check, to triple check the facts to make sure I have the entire story. You know why? Because you are the new creator of the curriculum. Your story and the things that you face today are something completely different than I have ever experienced growing up as a kid, as a middle school student. So now we're dependent on you to recreate the way we educate because, let's be honest, things are changing like that, right?
But at the same things, not only I will teach you, you will teach me, and we will learn new things that we haven't learned before.
That's a great point. So tell me about your personal life. What do you like? What do you like to do? What's like your number one thing to do when you're not in school?
Well, some things people in my classroom like to try and judge me for is my liking for Transformers. And last time we spoke, you know that. And my personal my personal favorite has to be Shockwave because of how loyal he is.
Okay. Tell me more about Shockwave.
Well, he is the Decepticon scientist and is one of the high-ranking officers there, as well as being in a lot of older shows like the Generation 1 and the movie. And he was also in the live-action films, which I like that. I like that depiction more because it just makes him look more like realistic since, well, Michael Bay does all the CGI.
So how can you select Shockwave over Optimus Prime?
Well, I know in Dark of the Moon, Optimus killed Shockwave, but I still choose Shockwave because no matter what, Shockwave has protection, and without Shockwave, the Decepticons wouldn't have all the armor they have, they wouldn't have the relics, they wouldn't have the firepower, they wouldn't have the energon. Nah.
So is it safe to say that you always root for the bad guy?
Not always, but when it comes to other shows, it depends. But when it comes to Transformers, I would really only root for Shockwave.
So let me hear your impression of Shockwave. Do your best Shockwave voice right now.
I haven't actually done that.
No? Give it a shot. Try it. Decepticons. It's time to unite. We have so many obstacles.
That's not logical.
That we have to destroy Optimus Prime.
It's not logical. That's all I can say.
What's not logical?
I mean, it's something Shockwave's into. He's always into like logic and what's not logical. Because in Transformers Prime, like the TV show, sometimes when Shockwave and Starscream would get into a fight, one time in Beast Hunters, when Shockwave was pinning Starscream down to like the pin of a spike, he wanted to like get rid of him, and basically Shockwave was mad, and that was the first time we ever saw him see any emotion. Because the first time he revealed his backstory after he got blown out of the ground bridge, he was in solitude a lot, which allowed him to make tremendous advances in his work. And so basically he became more like gloomy.
Okay.
But the more he was with the Decepticons, the more you would basically see him like start gaining more emotion. Like in the final episode of Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, when Unicron rose all the Predacons from the dead, you would see like Shockwave's eyes widen, but he only has one eye.
Wow. Okay, listen. I think you have so much information on Shockwave that maybe I need to speak to Mrs. Conran. I'm serious. That I want her to give you an article, a high-level article on the Transformers to see if you can articulate what's in the article and put it on paper.
That'd
to make
be
sure
easy.
Cause and Effect, because you're doing Cause and Effect the other day, right?
Yup.
Okay, so now if I give you a high-level article on Cause and Effect with all this information that you have on Shockwave and Optimus Prime and the Transformers. By the way, I love Bumblebee too.
Yeah.
I love Bumblebee's cool how he doesn't speak, but he just uses songs.
Yeah, even
cool.
though Bumblebee doesn't speak, he's like a chill bot.
He's chill, right? And also he uses songs.
Yeah, if I would ever like be chosen to like chill with any Transformer, and it couldn't be Shockwave, I'd probably go Bumblebee because he's too chill.
They're too chill. Okay, but one last thing before we go, because we got to wrap this up. Okay.
Yeah.
If you had the ultimate choice, if I gave you one wish, what would you want me to do for the students at Nathan Hale? What would you like to see me bring here for you guys?
I don't want to be selfish, but at the same time, I don't want to be like too giving, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
I don't want to spoil the students, but I don't want to make them feel like I'm giving them too much.
Okay.
So, if I were to wish one thing that you would do to help the students learn at Nathan Hale Middle School, I would say probably get like a form of this just got hard.
No, it's okay. Listen, just speak from your heart. Whatever your heart desires, just spit it out.
Whatever my heart desires
Yeah.
would be to watch more Transformers, go home, sleep, and play Fortnite.
No, I can't do that.
I know that.
All right, so just one thing.
Probably to protect and help the students.
Well, I do that anyway, don't I? Hopefully I do a good job.
You do that well.
All right, let me propose something.
Got it.
Okay, I've been thinking a way of bringing like a gaming club to the school.
All right. I
Okay.
like that.
Because I know gaming is huge in the world where even people are earning scholarships to college for gaming.
Well, now you got me hooked.
Okay, so let's try to make that happen.
Yeah.
And our next episode, we're going to concentrate on gaming, and I want you to give me a detailed review of what I need to do in order to make this happen. Is that fair?
Yeah, that seems really fair.
Okay, listen, we have to come up with a name of our podcast. What do you want to call this podcast?
Z and Crouch.
What about Z&C? The Z&C show.
Yeah, because Crouch C and Z.
The Z&C show.
I
Is that
bet.
cool? Huh?
I bet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
That's all
boys
for
and
today.
girls. That's all we have for today.
We'll see you next Friday. Skibbity.
Next Friday, the Z&C show. Signing out. Peace.
And next time, don't call me Brain Rot.